What's good, all my trader and investor homies? It's your boy Kevin. This is Touchdown Trades, home of your trading BFF in your stock market bestie. Clean energy. It is the future. No if, and, or buts about it. Clean energy is the future, and investors aren't stupid, right? The market is not stupid, and investors are flocking to clean energy. The sector is hot. EV, solar, wind, hydro, fuel cell, it's all hot. And in today's video, we're gonna be breaking down a clean energy stock that has gone up a couple thousand% this year alone. We're gonna be talking about Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG. It is hot, hot, hot. Hotter than Kathy Woods. Yes, that is hard to do. It's hard to be hotter than Kathy Woods, but Plug Power is one of the hottest stocks in the market right now, and definitely one of the hottest clean energy stocks. So we're going to be breaking it all down in today's video. We're going to be doing a business model deep dive, talking about the fundamentals, the numbers. Is it overvalued, or should we be looking to invest in Plug Power right now? We'll also take a look at the chart, break down the technical analysis side of things. We're just going to do a deep dive into Plug Power, so you're going to want to stay tuned. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. We drop a video every single day covering the hottest stocks in the market. So hit that notification bell so you get alerted every time we post a video. And do me one solid favor and take your two fingers and jab the like button in the eye. All right, guys, so let's break down Plug Power, one of my favorite EV stocks out there right now, and talk about it. Let's get it. All right, let's talk about this clean energy stock that has been extremely hot over the last few months. The clean energy sector has been on fire. It's got a lot of attention. It's been hotter than my toilet after eating about $10 worth of Taco Bell. But this specific stock has been extremely strong, but it hasn't got that much attention. It's been kind of flying under the radar. And in my opinion, that's because it's not an EV stock, it's not a solar stock. And those have been the two hottest industries in the clean energy sector. But this is a fuel cell stock. That's right. We're going to be talking about Plug Power, ticker symbol PLUG. Plug Power has been on fire. And we're going to be talking about the company, breaking it down, providing some analysis, and I'll talk about the stock's price, where I think it's headed over the next couple of months. We'll break down some recent news, some recent updates. Let's dive right into it. I got the 1 day, 1 year chart pulled up right here, and we can see that this guy's up over 500% in just a couple months, from below $5 a share, running up to over $25 per share. So is this move warranted? Is this 500% move legit? Let's break it down. Let's get it. Before we get started, check out the link in the description. If you're looking for a great broker and you want to get 3 free stocks, click the link in the description after the video, where Webull will give you 3 free stocks if you deposit just $100 or more. In my opinion, Webull is the best broker out there. They just launched a brand new desktop platform that is absolutely fire, and they're going to give you 3 free stocks when you deposit just $100 or more, and it's worth up to $1,600, and you have a chance to win a share of Google, Facebook, Starbucks, and more. Check it out, link in the description. Let's break down Plug Power, building the clean hydrogen economy. Plug Power is the leading, keyword, leading provider of clean hydrogen and zero emission fuel cell solutions that are both cost effective and reliable. So what exactly is a fuel cell? I'm here on the energy.gov, the Department of Energy. Fuel cells work like batteries, but they do not run down or need recharging. That is a key point of fuel cells right there. They do not run down or need recharging. This is great, a great marketing aspect for fuel cells when targeting fleets and last mile delivery solutions, vans, trucks. You guys know I love investing in companies that market to fleets, Workhorse, Hyliion, because fleets are going to be the ones spending the big money. If you're selling to an average common consumer, let's say you're selling a car to an average consumer, they might not buy another car for 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 15 years. And when you're targeting fleets, they're constantly having to re-up, get that fleet maintained, right? Because they're constantly using that vehicle or that forklift every single day, and you're going to get that wear and tear. It's going to break down faster, requiring them to make more purchases and buy more products from Plug Power. They produce electricity and heat as long as fuel is supplied. The fuel in this case of Plug Power is going to be hydrogen. And hydrogen is the most common element in Earth. So there's no shortage of hydrogen out there. A fuel cell consists of two electrodes, a negative electrode and a positive electrode, sandwiched around an electrolyte. Not important. I'm not a rocket scientist, and we're getting into some rocket scientist stuff. Basically, you got a fuel cell powered by hydrogen, which creates energy. You don't have to recharge it, and it's cleaner than gasoline. And we've seen states like California and New York require that these fleets reduce their carbon footprint, reduce their carbon emissions, and those states, California and New York, are the first to act on this. But I think we're going to see more states get on board with stuff like this, requiring fleets to have their vehicles below a certain carbon emission standard, and that is going to require fleets to purchase products from companies like Plug Power. And you guys know I've talked about fleets being scared of EV, so this is going to be great for Plug Power. They're going to be able to market their product a longer range versus EV and more reliable. You don't have to stop and charge your battery. The applications of fuel cell are pretty much endless. They range from powering buildings, cars, trucks, to portable electronic devices and backup power systems, aka generators. Fuel cells are a clean way to produce power. Compared to conventional gas vehicles, fuel cells can even reduce carbon dioxide by up to half if the hydrogen is produced by natural gas, and by 90% if the hydrogen is produced by renewable energy such as wind and solar. So you can reduce the carbon footprint by up to 90% if you collect the hydrogen by wind or solar. That is very important. Fuel cell cars are very similar to gas cars. So if a fleet is upgrading their fleet to fuel cell cars, they don't have to worry about getting any new crazy tech and having to learn how to use it. You just fill up the fuel cell car with hydrogen just the same way you'd fill it up with gasoline. So it's a very streamlined transition to using fuel cells. Let's talk about the benefits over incumbent power solutions. You get zero emission performance, robust reliability, lower operational costs, and improved efficiency. Let's take a look at the applications here. So you have pretty much any vehicle you can use fuel cells, airplanes, drones. Think about the military applications, right? Trains, semi-trucks, last mile deliveries, even boats, ships. Fuel cell application is endless. We also have material handling. It's very big in the material handling industry. Think about forklifts, pallet jacks, the powered pallet jacks where you're in a warehouse, you need to get a box down off the two-story level storage unit, and you use that forklift. It's fuel cell. You slap a hydrogen tank on it, and it's good to go. Also, generators. How about generators? Stationary power, because uptime is critical. Reliable backup power must be cost effective, highly flexible, and environmentally hardened. Our fuel cell solutions are fit for operations of any size and environment. So compared to having an EV fleet, using a fuel cell fleet is going to save you money. And right now, the tech is more reliable than EV, right? I think EV is the future. There's no doubt about it. 30, 40, 50 years from now, all fleets are going to be EV, and most cars are going to be EV because states and municipalities are going to require it. They're going to put regulations on combustion engines. But right now, fuel cell is cheaper and it's more reliable because with the batteries, you got to charge them. You got to change out the batteries after a few years. Fuel cells, you don't have to worry about any of that, and it saves fleets uptime and it saves them money. That is going to be a huge marketing tactic for Plug Power in the next few years and when we have this continued EV wave. Let's take a look at some of the material handling customers already on board with Plug Power. We have BMWs, FreezePack, Home Depot, Whole Foods, Amazon, AT&T, CSX, Southern Line, Walmart, and FedEx. Some huge players there, already customers of Plug Power, and I think it's only going to grow when the clean energy wave continues to increase. The clean energy sector's growth is straight up, and I think Plug Power's growth is going to be straight up as well. They just released their third quarter earnings report, and they absolutely crushed it. No if, and, or buts about it. Plug Power crushed their Q3 earnings report. They reported gross revenue of $125 million in the quarter, reflecting a 100% increase year over year. If that revenue growth can continue, then Plug Power is extremely undervalued at this price. So, reflecting strong performance in the quarter, they raised guidance to $330 million from $310 million. So they increased their guidance on total revenue for this year. They announced a partnership with Apex Clean Energy to source renewable electricity and build liquid hydrogen plants. So they partnered with this company, Apex. Apex is going to be able to capture hydrogen using wind. Remember earlier we talked about how you can reduce carbon emissions by 90% plus if you use sources such as solar and wind to collect the hydrogen instead of natural gas. So they're partnering with this company to capture the hydrogen via wind, which is going to allow them to reduce the carbon footprint even more for these fleets who are already existing Plug Power customers, and Plug Power is going to be able to market this to prospective customers as well. Plug Power is not a company that's just a startup. This company has been around for 22 years, and they posted their highest revenue all time this quarter. And remember last couple videos ago, I talked about NNDM, the 3D printing company that's been around 20 plus years as well, and it's just now gaining some traction. And I talked about NNDM being too early, and I think Plug Power was too early as well. Nobody was thinking about reducing carbon footprint 22 years ago. Fleets were just worried about cutting as much cost as possible. Now, clean energy is a big focus, and these companies are concerned about it, and states are requiring it. So Plug Power maybe was too early, but it gave them the first mover advantage. So now I think the time is right for Plug Power to attack, market this fuel cell technology, and gain some traction. They were here first, and I think they're going to benefit from that. Okay, so they've been around 22 years, and they posted their biggest revenue in a single quarter this last quarter, which is a really good sign for the company. They deployed another record 4,100 fuel cell systems and 13 hydrogen fueling stations in Q3 of 2020. If they can continue to spit out numbers like that, then this company has huge growth in front of it. We have seen a pretty significant pullback over the last couple of days, and that was due to a public offering that was announced by Plug Power. They came out and announced that they are going to be selling 38 million shares at a price of $22.25 per share in order to raise capital. And typically it is not good news when a company is raising capital. It dilutes the shares. There's more shares out there, which in turn typically results in a short-term pullback of the stock's price. But in this case, I'm not sure it's bad news because I think that right now is the time for Plug Power to strike. It's the right time to market. The clean energy wave is here to stay, and Plug Power, if they can use this money from this raise to market to more customers, to increase production and increase that revenue, then I think this raise of capital is actually good news. All right, let's take a quick look at the chart. I'll pull up the daily chart real quick, and I'll talk about where I think this thing is headed and my personal take on investing in Plug Power at these levels. So it's no secret this thing has been crazy strong, moving up from $2.50 all the way up to $25 a share in the last few months. You guys know my motto, buy the dip, sell the rip. And I just can't buy at these levels. Does not mean that I think Plug Power is overvalued at $25 a share, because I personally don't. But I always encourage investors and traders to have a plan. Set a buy zone. For example, my buy zone is from about $18.50 down here to $14.35 a share. So I'm not going to buy any Plug Power until we get in this level. Doesn't mean it's overvalued, doesn't mean it's not a good investment, but I always have a plan before I make an investment. So I'll set my buy zone, I'll set a stop loss, and I'll set a profit target, and I'm going to be a spectator on the sidelines until my buy zone, my buy target is hit, and then I strike. And that has allowed me to become a very profitable investor, very profitable trader over the last decade or so. I've learned that if you just buy because you think a company has a lot of potential, you like the company's fundamentals, and you just buy right away without having a plan, you will not last long in this game. You have to have a plan, and my plan is to buy pullbacks. I never buy extensions. I never buy into the rip. So I'll wait for the next pullback and see what happens with this thing. If it continues to rip, I'll just watch. I'll be a spectator, and it very well may continue to rip. But if it pulls back, then I'll look to invest. In the private Discord chat, 2-week free trial link in the description, we bought this thing way back here around $10 a share, and we sold up here around 18. We've caught some really nice trades, some really nice short-term investments on this Plug Power. Hindsight being 2020, it would have been much better to just hold it to $25 a share, but that's why hindsight is 2020, and it's never good to look back at hindsight and say, I should have done this. We caught some really nice trades in the private Discord chat on this Plug Power, and I would like to get invested in it. Again, I'd like to invest in this Plug Power once again, but I'm going to wait on a pullback down to maybe 15, 14.50, and it may never happen. I'm not saying that pullback is guaranteed to happen. It very well may never happen. This thing can continue to run up higher, but I'll be a spectator for now until we get a pullback. All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up. Please do me a favor and like the button. It helps tell YouTube that these videos do provide value and helps YouTube to promote the channel. Also, if you're not yet a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get alerted every time we post a video. And check out the link in the description for Webull, the absolute best broker out there right now, in my opinion. They just released a new desktop platform that is flame spitter. And it is legit, and they're offering 3 free stocks when you sign up with my link and deposit just $100. Those 3 free stocks will be valued up to $1,600. You can't beat that deal. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the Plug Power analysis. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace.